Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News Digital Desk. It has been a pretty predictable season for the Red Cross of America, and of course here in Greater Cleveland. Typically what happens when we approach the summer months is people just start donating a lot less, and that can be very much so a problem when these are the 100 deadliest days on the road, specifically for teenagers. Now, what we're seeing right now is not only a decrease in the amount of blood coming in, but a decrease in the amount of donors, and that's where this really gets concerning. So we spoke with the American Red Cross about this and why people should be considering to donate and why this can affect everybody. All right, just to kind of start off here, if we can, before we get into the decrease in donations, let's just start with typically this time of year, what do we see as far as trends? What do we typically notice when it comes to supply and the people that are providing it?
During the summer months, the American Red Cross often sees a decline in the number of people coming to give. Obviously, during the summer, everyone is busy. Many people are traveling. They're out of their normal routines, and that often means they're not giving blood on a regular basis. In addition, about 20% of the blood that's collected by the American Red Cross comes from high school and college students. And so during the summer months when school is out, those donors aren't giving on a regular basis, and so we're not receiving those donations as well.
So let's now talk about that. I mean, I feel like constantly we were talking about the fact that there is a shortage of blood. That is not the case right now, but last month it was a significant drop in donors. Is that right?
Yes, last month we saw a significant drop in the number of people coming to give. And again, with Memorial Day, the holiday, the start of summer, that is to be expected. But we want to be prepared for an emergency that could happen at any time. And we want to ensure that hospitals have the blood they need when they need it. So we want to come out now and encourage people, before you get too busy and before you make all those summer plans, to consider making a blood donation to help ensure that there's blood on the shelves when it's needed.
The fallout of it being now, right, of the having less donations, that's not something that's felt now. It's felt in the future. Is that right?
You know, a lot of people don't realize that there's about a 3-day lag between the time you donate your blood and it's actually ready to go for a hospital. So it comes back to our donation center in Cleveland and we send it out for testing, and then it's processed and it actually goes to a hospital. So again, there is some time that needs to be taken before that donation is ready to be used. And again, in an emergency situation like a car accident or another type of trauma, that blood needs to be ready to go right away. So by donating now and ensuring blood is on the shelves, we can ensure that patients have the blood that they need.
With the less people coming in, you mentioned how it's anticipated, right? But how much less is it needed to be concerning when you already know that there are going to be less people donating in the summer?
The American Red Cross is a national system, so we do have the ability to move blood across the country wherever it's needed. So if there was a situation where there was a traumatic injury or there was an emergency, or for example, a natural disaster that made it hard for people to donate blood or not able to give, we have the ability to move blood where it's needed. Of course, our goal is always to meet local needs first, and so that's what we want to ensure, is that our local needs are met and that we can be ready to help whenever needed. But right now, again, as we know the summer months are busy, we want to get out ahead of that and tell people, please consider giving. Blood has a finite shelf life. Red blood cells only last 42 days. So it's not something that can just be constantly held onto until it's needed. It has a shelf life and an end date. And so we need people to give now and in the coming weeks and months to keep that supply strong.
In a perfect world, would you have people coming in every couple of months or whatever it is consistently? I know that's not the case, but it's just getting a person in that first time, right? Having them come in for that first one.
Exactly. When you come to donate blood, you can give every 56 days, and we have so many amazing donors who do that on a regular basis. But in all honesty, if you're someone who's maybe given once or you only give once a year, that person giving one more time, so just twice a year, would make a huge impact on our local blood supply and on our ability to continue to meet needs and avoid some of these struggles we have during the summer months. So if you can give every 56 days, great. But if you just give one more time than you have in the past, that also is a huge important thing, and it makes a big difference. And as you said, if you've never given before, summer is a great time to start. We really need you.
When is typically the most popular time? Is that the fall? Is that the quote-unquote season of giving, which is usually October to December? Is it that area?
You know, there's a lot of different times where we see an increase in donors, but over the holidays, it's actually a time that we do struggle, but we also see more people come to give just because a lot of people are taking time off, and they have a little bit, maybe extra time in between all the other things that they're doing. But really, just we encourage people to make their own schedule. Find a blood drive location near you that works, that's maybe there every couple weeks, and you can go and make it as easy as possible for you to give. But again, just one more time a year, if you can donate or just give once for the first time, all of that makes a huge difference, and it all matters to patients in need.
We mentioned it before we officially started recording here, but for those that are watching and curious, how can they get involved? How can they sign up?
You can find a blood drive near you at redcrossblood.org. You can enter your zip code, and that'll bring up a list of drives that are near you. You can always call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule an appointment. And the Red Cross actually has a free Red Cross Blood Donor app that you can download. You can put everything you need in your phone. It allows you to use that as your identification when you come to donate. It will keep track of your eligibility. So if you can't remember the last time you donated, it will let you know that you're able to give. And one of the features that people really seem to enjoy is the blood journey. You can actually watch your blood donation go through the process of giving, testing, and then actually find out where it ends up and how it's helping a patient in a hospital. It's really a cool, real-time way to see your donation making an impact.
You answered all my questions here. Is there anything that we did not touch on that we should have during the interview?
We just want to tell people, as a thank you for coming to give during the busy summer months now through the end of June, you can get a $10 e-gift card to a merchant of your choice, and you can also be entered to win a backyard theater package. Again, just a way of us saying thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come and help save lives.
So we, of course, have all this information available on our website at cleveland19.com. We'll head on this and the stories of the day tonight on 19 News at 7:30, 10, and 11. For now, I'm Jeff Slauson, the 19 News. Have a great night. Much more to come, both on air and online.
19 News, now streaming on Samsung Smart TV. Search for channel 1035.